Hello artists, we are going to make a popsicle painting. So I'm going to do, I think, 3 popsicles on this page. I'm going to turn my paper into a diamond because I think that would be more interesting. And I'm just going to do a really simple popsicle shape that's kind of like a rainbow. And then on the bottom is another kind of upside down rainbow. And let's see, my next one I'm going to make like a double. I don't know if you've had those before, but it's kind of like 2 bumps. Like maybe you're supposed to share it with somebody, or maybe you're just going to eat 2 popsicles. And my last one, I'll make that one a little bit shorter, just because why not get a little variety. So draw some popsicle shapes on there. Mine, of course, don't have to be the same as what you do, but now we have some shapes to work with. All right, we're going to mix some pastel colors, which are tints. And we're going to use that to paint our popsicles. So I think first I'll make a pink shade. So starting with some white, I'm going to add just a little bit of red. Because I want to make a nice pinky pastel color. That looks pretty good to me. My first popsicle is going to be that color. And now when you're painting, you're going to carefully paint around the edge first, right? And then we can fill in. So I am going slow and careful. I'm not pressing too hard because sometimes when you press really hard, your brush gets really big and then it goes places you don't want it to go. So now let's fill in. Hopefully I have enough pink to last. I'm going to wait and maybe paint some other details on that popsicle, but let's get this really nice and smooth. That can dry. I'm going to wipe off my brush. My next flavor is going to be, I think, like green would be fun to make. So let's get a little puddle of white, add a little bit of green to it. Now this is a little too green for me. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow too to make it a little more limey. Maybe this is a lime flavored popsicle. Add a little more white, mixing up enough of that color so I can paint my whole double popsicle here. And again, same thing. We're going to carefully outline. Remember, not pushing too hard. And then we'll fill it in. Ooh, there's a little pink left on my brush. That's okay. Push that out a little bit. Give my popsicle a little bit of berry. Maybe this one's not lime. Maybe it's a lime and cherry together or something. All right, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to pause the video so that we'll catch up a little quicker. All right, artists, let's add some details to our popsicles. My popsicles are all painted in. I let them dry just a little bit, and I also did paint in the sticks with a light brown color. I think I'm going to add a couple of just lines for a little more value on this guy. So just some green lines. Give him a little bit of shape, like this is the spot where the shape of the popsicle kind of dips in a little bit. Maybe I'll add a little bit out here also. Just trying to make them have a little bit of form. Now some other ideas are to put like a fruit inside of your popsicle. So I think I'll try that with this one. I'm going to paint an orange. So just with some orange paint, make a little C. And then I'll add maybe a little bit of a lighter color. And some little lines for texture. Add some little shapes in there. Maybe this is a homemade popsicle. And my last popsicle's got to be extra special. I think I'll put more fruit in there. Maybe some blueberries. That sounds good. And maybe even a little strawberry. That would be delicious. So of course you could add just some stripes to yours, or maybe some other types of line. just to make some interesting flavors. I'm going to use black to add just a couple more details so my strawberries have some of those little tiny seeds. They might not stay right now. I maybe should have waited till it was a little bit more dry. That's okay. So now our last job is to mix the color for the outside of our painting, the background. So I have a lot of background to paint, so I'm going to mix a pretty big puddle of this purpley blue color. And now is the job to carefully outline your popsicles, and then you can fill in. So we're trying to push the paint so there's no puddles. So this time I'm kind of pushing down with my brush to make sure I get this looking nice and smooth. I'm going to keep doing that around all my popsicles, just really slow and careful, having good craftsmanship to make sure all these blobs of paint get pushed flat. I'm going to pause and finish that, and I'll show you in the end. All right, artists, here is my finished art. There's a couple spots I think I'm going to go over. I want to show you a little trick. If you have a little water, then we can kind of try to go over some of the spots that are a little darker, or the spots that have, like here looks very light to me, and I can see chunks of paint. So I'm just going to get a clean paintbrush and just kind of push, not too much water, push that color around a little bit to make sure it evens out, because we don't want those big lumpy chunks of paint. We want it to be nice and smooth. But there is my finished popsicle painting.